Prophet Adam alayhi salam forget and ate from the tree, and so his offspring also forgets. There was an error in the independent judgment of Adam alayhi salam in specifying the tree, as he thought that Allah has forbidden him to eat from one tree and so he ate from another. In reality, the prohibition was regarding the type of tree. Alternatively, he alayhi salam may have thought that he had been prohibited from going near the tree but had been permitted to eat from it. Error and forgetfulness have continued amongst humans until today. If one salah is not accepted for 40 days, if they mention the name of haram animal, is salah not accepted for 40 days if they mention the name of a haram animal? Even dogs and cats are haram animals. However, there is a certain animal about whom there is misconceptions amongst the public, and this is probably why the questioner did not mention the name of the animal, even though this animal have been mentioned in the Quran. Allah has forbidden only this for you: a dead animal, that is a carrion, and blood and the flesh of swine. There are many misconceptions found amongst the people. Saying the word swine neither breaks one's wudu nor does it incur sin. How is to keep parrots in cages? If seeds or etc. are given to bird as voluntary sadaqah, will one receive the reward of voluntary sadaqah? Also, if a person keeps parrot in a cage as a hobby but looks after them properly, will he be sinful for keeping them caged? Feeding seeds to bird is an act of reward. If a person has parrots caged but he gives them food and water frequently and does not cause any harm to them, then it is permissible to keep them encaged. However, a person should think about he would feel if he was caged. A small house is sufficient for us, but birds requires large open space. Just as when people keep small fish as a showpiece, I feel a great deal of piety because the water is placed in a glass showpiece which the fish probably bump into sometimes as they swim and then become injured. They probably think there is a path and then bump themselves. I am not saying it is impermissible. However, from any understanding, we should not engage in hobbies that cause animals to face difficulty because of us. Sometimes people do a very good job by purchasing birds and freeing them. This is a good thing. I am involved in a small scale farming work. When a cow gives birth to a child, many farmers sell it even though it has not yet drunk the first milk from its mother. How is it to do this? This is the question. So the answer is male offspring are usually sold because they will neither grow up to give milk or nor give birth to children. This selling is permissible. However, some people feel pity towards such animal, which is why there is some reluctancy around selling them. But there are other people who prefer eating the meat of such animals because their meat is very soft and tender. Some criminally minded individuals who run restaurants make chops from this animal and present them as goat meat. Because after chopped or cooked, you cannot tell whether they are from a goat or a calf. This is a clear deception. If a child comes out alive from the animal's womb during Qurbani, it will be slaughtered too. And if it comes out dead, then it will be discarded. The meat of an animal from which a dead animal comes out will be pure and it will be permissible to consume it. What should one give a sadaqah for protection of life? How should one give sadaqah in order to remove illness? It is better to sacrifice an animal like a goat, hen, etc. and give it as a sadaqah for one's life. Preparing a sweet dish or other food and feeding it to the poor is a sadaqah. Feeding it to the relatives is to maintain tie of kinship, and feeding it to friends is hosting guests. All three of these cases, that is sadaqah, maintaining tie of kinship and hosting a guest, are causes of mercy descending and hardship and calamities being warded off. This is the same case with sacrificing a goat and feeding it to them. However, it has been established from experience that giving an animal as sadaqah is more beneficial. That is, sacrificing a goat and feeding it to people gives more benefit and calamities are warded off quickly. However, it is not necessary that the sick person sacrifice it himself. Rather, the one to whom the animal is given can be told to sacrifice it.